So you've been hit by a car while crossing the street and the car has left the scene. What do? Hi, my name is Eric Stevenson with Stevenson Klotz Injury Lawyers, and join me today as I answer this question because it's a common one. In our area, in Pensacola, Florida, and even in the Mobile area, there are a lot of hit and runs with pedestrian accidents. So, whether you're in the crosswalk or whether you're crossing in the middle of the street, first of all, don't cross in the middle of the street. Always cross at the crosswalk. But regardless, if somebody hits you and leaves the scene, they've committed a crime. And they're gonna get in some trouble if they get caught. Also, if you've been hit by a car as a pedestrian, you're probably pretty injured. So the first thing I would tell you, and I know this goes without saying, is call an ambulance, get them out to the scene, get law enforcement out to the scene to document what happened. They may be able to find the car immediately. Maybe the car you didn't notice, but sometimes I've seen people have pulled over a few blocks away. So call law enforcement, call an ambulance, get checked out to make sure you're okay. But what else should you do? Tell law enforcement every detail you can about the car. Make sure law enforcement goes to local stores to look for perhaps video. We've been successful when we've had investigators or law enforcement even go out to convenience stores 4 or 5 blocks away because we've been able to capture the beige Honda or whatever it was that hit our client on the video. So do all of that at the scene and then talk to a personal injury lawyer as quickly as you can. You want their investigative team to get moving to, like I said, go look for cameras. The government has cameras out all over the place. In fact, our firm subscribes to a company called Roadproof where we can actually access some government cameras and see if we can learn information about vehicles on the road and crashes. So our firm actually has access to some of those. But law enforcement has access to more of them. We also would have our investigators go out to stores in the area, like I said, to see if they can preserve some video so maybe we can find the driver of the car. It doesn't take a whole lot to be able to determine what car belongs to whom. So video evidence is really important, and talking to a personal injury lawyer who works on a contingency fee basis, which means you don't have to pay them a fee to do an investigation unless it winds up that you get paid in the case, is very helpful. So the first thing I would do is tell you, call law enforcement, call an ambulance, make sure your health is taken care of, make sure law enforcement comes out to the scene to do an investigation, and then talk to a personal injury lawyer as soon as you can to get an investigation started to be able to try to find that vehicle. Also, sometimes other forms of insurance that you might have might actually come into play if you're hit by a vehicle that leaves the scene, so a good lawyer would be able to look into that for you too. So I hope that answers your question about what to do if you are a pedestrian and you're hit by a car and the car leaves the scene. But if you ever have a question about anything, give me a call. My name's Eric Stevenson. I'm at Stevenson Klotz Injury Lawyers, and my number is 850-444-0000. And if a person leaves the scene and we find out who they are, we're gonna bring it to them.